January 22nd is a very sobering day for our nation. On this date, we observe the legalization of taking an innocent human unborn life. During these past 48 years since abortion was legalized in our land, over 60 million little lives have been terminated. This grieves and breaks the heart of God. God is the author of all life, and all life is sacred to him, and human life in particular is created in the image of God himself, and he has stamped his likeness upon us as a reflection of his glory. No wonder Jesus was so emphatic when he walked this earth and said that the little children are to be allowed to come to him. Jesus gave special care and attention and place for children. The Bible also speaks repeatedly about God's concern for the unborn children, that they would be protected and valued and loved. Through the ancient prophets, God spoke judgment upon entire nations because of how they despised and terminated the life of unborn children. This past week, we have observed Martin Luther King Jr. Day, in which we remember his call for justice in our land and an end to racism. It's ironic that both these days of observation and these anniversaries occur on the same week, because the greatest source of injustice today in our land is abortion. And the greatest practice of racism is also abortion. Today, African Americans make up less than 20% of our population. But abortions upon African American babies are nearly double that of their percentage of the population. If one explores back into the founding history of Planned Parenthood, the major provider of abortions, one will find that the founder was a horrific racist who promoted eugenics and wanted to eliminate certain races from humanity. This has not changed. Today we live in an increasingly evil culture in this regard. You may recall recently when a journalist from the Center for Medical Progress videotaped and exposed Planned Parenthood for negotiating the prices of baby parts. They were callously negotiating how they would do abortions in order to keep intact the baby's organs in order to sell them on the market. One would think that our courts would immediately have prosecuted this case against the abortion organization for this unwarranted murder of human persons and the horrific selling of baby parts. But what is actually going on, has been happening and is ongoing, is that the past two attorney generals of California have given a pass to the abortion industry and have chosen instead to prosecute the journalist who is now facing millions of dollars in fines and jail time. There's much more that could be said, but let me end by just noting two things. One is that this week is also the 10th year anniversary of the grand jury's report convicting Dr. Kermit Gosnell here in Pennsylvania of infanticide. For years he had operated an abortion center, but had grown so callous that he also practiced snipping. Snipping is a procedure in which a child is partially delivered in birth, and then a scissors is used to simply snip the spinal cord at the back of the neck and to kill the child. This week we're also being informed that the U.S. government is going to rescind the Mexico City policy, which would then allow the United States to fund, promote, and provide abortions all around the world. We have become an international exporter of death. May God have mercy. May we, the church, choose life and love life in every way we can, for millions of unborn lives are depending upon us every day. May God have mercy.